Prince Seriki that joins us is the coordinator of PDP Presidential Campaign Organization in Ogun State. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you very much.
Well, after all the hype, expectation, anticipation about the Council of States meeting, what they were going to decide on about the elections, we've seen their resolve now. Well, they are of the opinion that, well, INEC is the body saddled with that responsibility. So far, the election date at the moment has not changed. What do you think about that?
Thank you very much. In the first instance, I think we make politics out of every issue in Nigeria. A priori, the National Council of State is an advisory body. So we reasonably shouldn't have been expecting a policy position from them because they are bent to advise on constitutional issues as the date of the election, which is basically an INEC responsibility. But there are certain germane issues that were raised. And I think we should not fall prey for some people's desperation for power in conniving with deprivation of Nigerians of their rights. The PVC, there are issues as per BBC being in short supply in certain states against certain states. When we want to be Nigerian, we must be seen as being fair to all Nigerians. We must not be seen as being northern in Nigerian issue. We must not as well be seen as being southern in Nigerian issues. So we should be seen as being Nigerian in all contexts. And it should be the desire of whoever is aspiring to rule this country to give every Nigerian opportunity to say yes or no. Inasmuch as we know we cannot achieve 100% Nigerian voting in any election, we need to take care of those who are avoidably deprived, because this issue of PVC is purely an INEC issue. It is not a government issue. It is not made by the president. It is not made by the security agents. And the INEC had a lot of time to have prepared. I listened to the chairman of INEC the other day, and he was saying, if need be, he will be distributing PVC up until a day to the election.
Do you think there's need for that now?
It doesn't demonstrate confidence that they have prepared properly.
But at the moment, that is not going to happen. No, because from what INEC has said so far, it's the deadline for distribution and collection of PVCs is going to be this Sunday.
It's going to be this Sunday.
At the moment.
So that means whoever has not collected will not participate. That might not be as fair as possible, but the insinuation that those who are asking for what is right to be done are wrong is just the propaganda of those who are desperate for power.
Is your party angling for a shift in the election date?
No, the PDP is not angling for shift in the election poll. The PDP and the president are not talking about shift, they are talking about doing what is right. And if what is right is not done, and people are implying it amounts to asking for shift in election, it shows the frame of mind of some of our politicians who make issues of private gain into all issues that are of national significance.
How do you think that, conducting elections on the 14th of February profits the opposition?
Conducting election as presently Nigerian is constituted favors only the PDP. But the agitation is...
Favors only the PDP?
Because...
Not the opposition?
Because the Nigerian people, aside of the propaganda, believe in this president and they are likely to return him.
How did you come to that conclusion?
Well, I'm a politician and we understand what is happening amongst our people. The issues goes beyond the propaganda in the press by APC and the makeshift, make-believe rallies they are organizing up and down. The issue is about forward for Nigeria or backward for the country. And a lot of people know, in this modern age of computer, if you're talking about an old man of ledger balance sheets in the current dispensation, it's not likely to work. And a lot of Nigerians knows the intrigues of those who are pushing a proxy president for us, and we have passed all those stages.
Just a moment. So you're saying that even if INEC doesn't shift these elections, INEC says
PDP will win.
they're not going to shift, you will win.
By the grace
So
of God.
you're saying that this is your consideration to do what is right, because that's what you
Yes.
said, is in consideration for the opposition. Are you trying to be kind to the opposition?
No, we are not being kind. We are. You see, there's something you cannot take from this
What is the
president.
concern that you have?
Yeah, I'll tell you. There's something you cannot take from this president, which is unprecedented in Nigeria. That we are even thinking an opposition can win shows this president is desirous of providing a level playing field for election to take place. And it's part of the level playing field for him to be concerned about a chunk of Nigerians who are going to be disenfranchised. So we are not going to be intimidated into disadvantages of Nigerians. But upon all considerations, the Constitution says INEC should organize election. We have addressed their mind to deficiencies.
The reason I bring this up is because from the data that INEC has presented so far, it would seem that the states that have not been able to achieve significant distribution of PVCs are the APC-controlled states of Kano, Imo, Lagos, and I think about 2 other states, like that. Most of them are APC-controlled states. So the question is, if you're saying that INEC should do what is right, and you say that this is not out of fear that you're going to lose at this polls, that it is about, you will win anyway, then it has to be in consideration for the fact that, this is opposition stronghold. Let people be able to collect their cards there.
The premise of your question is faulty. When you say APC states and you say Kano, the mere fact of a governor crossing from his party to a party makes the state change. It doesn't. It is just in the imagination.
Okay, so that's a PDP state.
Of people.
Okay.
You see, and when you even say a state is a party state, you have preempted the thinking of Nigerians. You have assumed Nigerians are that kind of symbolic that can be moved based on decision of 4 years ago.
Well, the states are currently...
I'm quite sure you understand what Mark meant by
yes,
that.
and I think it's very important that we accept that. So, for instance, if I'm saying that PDP-controlled states, I'm sure you definitely know the PDP-controlled states, and if I say APC-controlled states, you perfectly understand what I mean by that, don't you?
I do. What I'm saying, controlled states as in management of states, I agree. Control states as in controlling the desire of people to do what they want to do is faulty.
No, we haven't actually brought it to that level because it's almost the same thing when we say the PDP-led government. No one has actually questioned that because whether we like it or not, it doesn't take the fact that the government at the center is led by the PDP.
Okay, Nigerians.
But going forward, because you have actually talked about INEC and you have expressed your concern and you have also said, well, it is not the decision of the party for any postponement or shift, which is very clear. But if you have this kind of concern, joining concern at that, and I'm quite sure so many members of the PDP share in that, why haven't the government at the center declared a holiday or work-free day to enable more people go out now that INEC has said, well, they have a whole lot of these cards waiting to be collected by people?
You see, with due respect, I think we need to stop requesting for government of arbitrariness. There was a whole year for INEC to have planned this process. All this idea of holiday to force people into doing what ordinarily...
Not to force, to allow people, to give them a chance.
Nobody has been disallowed.
Because at the time when the process started, the cards were not there in all places.
Which was a deficiency of INEC. And the fact that INEC is truly free under this president is a commendation. This president has refused to interfere in their activities. It is expected of INEC as of responsibility and privilege put before them by Nigerians to deliver. And we need as a nation to stop allowing desperate people profiting from bad situation that befalls Nigeria.
What you haven't explained is how the opposition is going to profit out of this. If you say that as the alignment is currently, your party will win in spite of what is currently available, how is the opposition going to profit from this?
The opposition are aware, as much as we are aware, that they are losing this election. But when you are in a disadvantaged position, human nature demands of you to want to wriggle out of the disadvantaged position.
Who is in the disadvantaged position?
The APC, mainly as a symbol of opposition, are in disadvantage.
So why then, and they are saying
Disadvantage
they
as
don't
per-
want the polls to be shifted. So why is it that you're feeling
They
sorry
are
for them?
jumping the gun. Nobody is talking about shifting poll. We are talking about providing a credible poll for Nigerians. And they are jumping the gun to make it look, it's just like students who are not well prepared. The teacher said, let us re-examine this exam room. He's saying, they can't postpone the exams. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. It's not the issue of being ready or not being ready. It's about doing what is right.
So tell us then your impression about the entire preparations for these elections.
I think the preparation is not been as good as one would have loved, but it's better than it was previously. And as human beings, we will expect perfection as time goes on. I had expected INEC to do better than what they are doing. I congratulate this president for not gagging INEC, which has assisted them to have done what so significantly they have done. We have been living witnesses to presidents who manipulate the process to election. And I feel INEC should be sincere with Nigerians. They should refuse to be intimidated. They should rise up to the responsibility bestowed on them by the Constitution of the Federal Republic by going ahead with this poll if they are confident.